And welcome back to another edition of the YodelCast. I am Doc Lettuce, and joining me is Freelii. We have the Round 2 matchup for you today between Team Egocentric and Team Epidemic, formerly known as Team Onyx. This is currently the second map in a best-of-3 series. Team Epidemic took map 1, which was Rain Dance 1-0, and we are now on Catabatic. The tiebreaker will be Dry Dock if it's needed, but if Egocentric don't manage to respond here with a victory, it's going to be a clean sweep for Epidemic. So we're going to do a quick roster rundown here. On Diamond Sword, we've got Egocentric, who have made a couple changes from the first map. Now running with M-Star, Canuck, Budokai, Small Kiwi, Xanther, David Bowie, and Adip. On Team Blood Eagle, we have Epidemic, running Blue Jay, Leech, Alakabon, Giga Laugh-Bath, Trism, GG, Rip058, and Mexico. So, is there anything you expect to see differently on this map, Freelii, compared to the last one, or do you expect to see roughly the same sort of strategies?
Well, Kata is always a really exciting map. Bases are a little closer together than Rain Dance, so there's a little more showdown potential, either through standoffs or just through cappers being able to run great routes that get them back to the stand quickly. Actually, Epidemic's already got two cappers coming in very close to each other. Trism's already down really low. I guess he got sniped. Giga's actually coming in to get the flag, and he's going to actually get away with a little under half health, and the sniper is just not quite hitting him. There we go. There's the hit. It's actually down to the field, but it doesn't look like Epidemic's got anybody to come and pick it up.
Yeah, I was actually watching them, and it looks like Giga Laugh-Bath, or someone came flying in there. That was Canuck. Just to get a quick return there, but I was watching that, and Giga Laugh-Bath actually body blocked Trism out of the way, which wasn't a bad thing because he had a lot more health, but it was still pretty funny to watch. So it looks like they will be running the two-capper strategy, which they were running last time as well. They were just using different people for it. I'm curious to see whether they're going to be running the same route the whole time or whether they're going to switch it up, because it's one thing, you know, it does force them to make a choice as to which one of the two cappers you want to stop, but it also would help if you're running different routes because you can cause some nice confusion and all that. As we just see, Trism there gets a little bit of a dead stop. Not sure whether that's intentional or not. He's already being sniped by Xanther, so there's some great spotting going on here for Egocentric. I like to see that. It means their defense is going to be very solid the whole game. Trism's now turning into more of a distract as we see Giga Laugh-Bath coming in there to make the grab. He does get it off. 97 health, but Xanther is on his game. Taking down Trism to prevent the grab when he goes down. And some nice little chain gun fire there did bring down Giga Laugh-Bath. So that's going to be some good defense. Oh no, Trism's still alive. My bad. I haven't really seen that much offensive clearing there for Team Epidemic, and that's kind of surprising because they were focusing on that last map. And now I've only really seen the two cappers. I mean, Leech is up there, but Canuck's up there too. I don't think that's the best place to spam from, as Canuck mows him down with this Falcon. It's not even very fair. But on the other side, I'm actually going to go take a look at them now. See what we can see over here. Alakabon is set up there, which gives him great vision of anyone who wants to come in. We see Kiwis there ready to spam. Adip is actually inside. Once again, my apologies for forgetting about the HUD. David Bowie will be coming in from that side. He will be spotted by Blue Jay, so the snipers are going to know exactly where he is. But it's all about the clearing now. Kiwi is doing a little bit of spam, but it's not getting to Mexico. You see there's no force fields up here. There's not really any mines up here, so it's a lot more chance here for Bowie to get a cap off, but he's running this high route, and Alakabon has surely seen him. Who's actually at half health, so it looks like that someone might have been dueling him. He does manage to get right by the Hoff. A great mortar that came in there and took out Mexico. David Bowie with 900 health. There was a snipe coming in there, but it missed him. He's still going over. He goes over the mountain, out of range of the sniper. He is home. Giga Laugh-Bath coming in there trying to do something, a little bit of chain gun fire, but it's not going to be enough. There's a 1-0 cap. Good job by David Bowie. That was some good time clearing there from Small Kiwi. Took out Mexico just in time as David Bowie came flying in. A little bit of a shame there, I must say, from Alakabon. I thought he would have targeted David Bowie quite a bit earlier and picked him off a little bit more, but you know, even if he'd gotten one shot on him, it wouldn't have made a difference. He made it home with almost full health, so props to Egocentric there on some nice clearing. They pushed it a little close, but hey, it worked in the end, and they're up 1-0, so good job by them.
I did notice that right before that, Epidemic had actually switched up their cap strategy a little bit. They were actually running two routes. I think they're doing it again here. Yep, Trism came in. He actually cleared the force field the first time, enough for Giga to pick it up, but he was body blocked. This time, though, he looks like he got off the stand, and Giga's, I think, going to try to get it out of the field. He's at low health because he got sniped there, but he does manage to pick it up, and apart from the sniper there, yep, there we go. He's now loose in the field. and there's no real lights incoming, so it looks like it's going to be a return by Canuck.
Okay, here's something I actually want to get your opinion on. Coming to you as a sniper here. Looking at the rosters, they are running that dual sniper lineup. I know it hasn't worked out so well in the past, but on a map like Katabatic, do you think it's worth it? Because they're running Canuck on this middle hill, which gives them a little bit of offensive pressure and allows them to clear out, basically, you know, this whole right side of the map, whereas Xanther staying more back at the base. He's able to target a little bit here down the aisle on the left side, and he can get everything in the back and, you know, anything roughly around the base. So what do you think of running the two sniper here?
On Katabatic, I think it works, especially because Epidemic is not running a good offense to clear M-Star. If they had that, then they may want to consider swapping someone else to actually DM on the stand. But as of right now, these snipers going unharassed, and they can, you know, tag the carriers from quite a ways out, so they know exactly which way they're coming from. Canucks actually already spotted someone, and I don't know if Xanther's actually spotted Trism in the back yet. But regardless, if he were to grab and get away, both of them would have brilliant shots because they're in two different positions.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's why they're running it. In the meantime, David Bowie here did manage to get a front-to-back off. He is being hit there by a Lakbon, who has relocated to the back hill. He is down to 300 health. One more snipe will probably take him out. A couple snipes are missing, though. Oh, and a little bit of other snipes. Trism does manage to make an E-grab there on the other side. It is going down the middle. We're going to swap to that flag. He did either get Nitron or tried to make a toss or a punt. It is picked up by Giga Laughbath, as Ego did not really have anyone there to try and make a quick return. He is getting sniped down. This is the power of the two snipers. Canuck has picked him down to 292 already. One more snipe will finish him off. Is he going to be able to get it, though? He tries to toss it off to Trism, tosses it underneath him. He has to go get his own flag. He's down to 149, punts it off just further away. There's not really anyone there. I don't know who he was punting it to. He's just buying his team time. Budokai's coming in there. They should be able to kill him. Oh, he doesn't quite go down, but they do manage to pick it up first. Oh, and he died to some... I think he got sniped by Canuck, and then they managed to kill Budokai right before he returned it, so we are going to have our first standoff. Leech here is hiding from Canuck, and we saw the power of the two sniper there. They are able to put on constant pressure no matter where the flag is in the field. They're still doing it, and Trism's down to 600 health. They are running this O-Sniper thing to the ground. Blue Jays now going to be hanging on to it. They are going to set up behind their base, and a Lakbon is going to get into a sniper war with Canuck. That's not going to be good for them. And it looks like, wow, Egocentric is setting up very far away from their flag stand, and I mean very far. Normally you see people set up on this hill here when they want to set up on a hill, but this far back, I don't like that at all. This is going to take them a long time to get back to their flag stand if they do manage to get a return, which will basically grant Epidemic a long time for any sort of E-grabbing purposes, and look at that. That is an interesting strategy as well. If you take a look over at the, sorry about that camera look there, about the Epidemic side, the flag was just dropped, but they're going to pick it right back up. This 4 turrets and a drop jammer. That's going to be an absolute pain. They're going to have to really focus on taking down those gens, and you see Kiwi actually there going down to take those gens down, and some snipes just coming in there. Oh, gotta swap over here really quick. Xanther did drop the flag, but it is going to be picked. Nope, Budokai goes down to Giga Laughbath's grenade from out of nowhere. Leech is doing some nice Merv spamming there. He's causing a lot of problems for them. That might very well have been what killed Xanther in the first place. David Bowie's at 57. Toss this off, sir. He does to Xanther. And it looks like it is calming down there, so we can go look at the other side again. But yeah, they're setting up a lot of turrets. They've got an inventory station up there, so they're going to be able to continually reset. Their biggest problem is, of course, Canuck, who has been sniping the heck out of Blue Jay, who's down to 100 health. I'm pretty sure all that damage has come in from Canuck, and they're just going to have to toss it off there to Mexico. Fortunately, they can afford to, but look at that. He's already down to 900 health. Can't regen, because he's got the flag. Canuck's just going to keep hammering away at them, and I don't know. He's doing damage, but it's not exact. You know, they haven't gotten that close to returning it yet. And these turrets are going to be a pain, but without a generator, they're really going to have to focus on keeping their gens alive, too. This is going to take an extra person away. I don't know. I'm not too pleased with Epidemic's strategy. I don't like it so much. I think it's risky. They have to spend so much defending their turrets, their generators, dealing with Canuck, and then dealing with the others as well. It seems better if you have better dueling classes than technicians to help stave off the enemies.
The problem is, right now, Egocentric is not capitalizing on that mistake. There is nobody in Epidemic's generator room. That generator should have been long dead for the last minute, which is the one problem they've had with actually returning the flag is those turrets. So maybe Small Kiwi will go inside this time? Yes, okay, finally. They're going to see if they can take out the generator.
Yeah, I was just taking a look at their generator. There are no defenses set up. One other thing they could actually do, which would be fun, is bring in a tank. You know, because they could, you know, a tank would be able to spam this from pretty long range. They're stuck with technicians, so they can't exactly go out and take this tank on. And if they send in someone with a Nitron after they're distracted by the tank, I think they've got a great chance of returning this, but it doesn't look like they're opting to do it. They do absolutely have the points for 4 tanks. Just as a reminder, we are playing with the CSN rules, which means that tanks cost 6,000, strikes cost 9,000, but as you can see, they have more than enough credits to buy them. I'd love to see them pull out a tank here. I think that would help so much. They'd be able to dominate these turrets, they'd be able to do some serious damage, and I think they would get a quick return.
Yeah, and Egocentric just made another dumb mistake there. They actually had the generator down to about 30%, but the raider that was trying to take it out decided to DM the other guy instead when he could have taken out the generator, which was crucial because they had about 2 guys going in for the Epidemic flag carrier. This standoff could have lasted a little longer unless someone else starts making some dumb mistakes.
Yeah, to me it feels like both teams are playing very cautious, and that's weird because Epidemic really should be going on the offensive here. They're already 1-0 down. You see Rip there coming in there with a Nitron, but he's got too much momentum. There's no way he's going to pick that up. Gigabath actually coming in there with a really nice Nitron. The momentum almost carried it right into him, but M-Star picked it up. Oh, that's a Merv, and Xanther manages to stay out of the Merv there from Leech. That could have been really interesting. That's a nice little bit of coordinated offense, though. I mean, they almost got a really lucky grab, so you know, let's see more of that, you know, but why were there only 3? You know, send in a 4th person, and I think they would have had that returned, because M-Star, for some reason or another, tossed off the flag, like, right in the middle of all the action, and if someone was there waiting, that could have turned out really bad for them. So I think if they send in 4 people with that coordination that they showed before, they'll get a return.
I hate to keep harping on this, but the Epidemic generator is still up with no defense, and that's... I don't like that at all.
No, I agree with you. I don't think Egocentric is really taking advantage of this the way they should be. You can see here, the spam is nice from Kiwi, and I think that's great, but why is he coming in here, for example? I mean, you see that Merv there just came and took him out, and they are probably actually going to get this return because of it, but why is he coming in? I mean, they got the return now, but Kiwi didn't need to come in for that. He should have stayed back where he had a great angle to continue spamming. He came in and he had to shoot up a hill, which didn't actually work out for them, and because you see now the problem with them setting up so far behind their flag stand, Gigabath managed to get a llama off and even punted it further away. They are probably going to get the return. No, Blue Jay coming in here. See, they're able to buy so much time, and he's just going to punt. Well, he was going to try to punt it off, and he missed it. If he hadn't missed that punt, it would have been a lot more difficult, and there's a return. I didn't see the return, but...
Yeah, that's actually one of the downsides of Egocentric having held it so far back, is that in the rush to try to get back to the stand, they were caught off guard by one guy, and he did get a return for Epidemic.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Egocentric handled that whole standoff horribly. Their offense was bad. They made some poor mistakes when they were trying to come in and actually get the return, and the standoff so far back was just such a bad idea. They had no one there ready to actually defend the flag once they returned it. And they knew they were going to return it. I mean, that flag was on the field for like 5 seconds. No one had even started moving to the flag stand yet. So they could have played that in so many ways better, and they'd be up 2-0 right now. Instead, they're still stuck with a precarious 1-0 lead and only 12 minutes left to go.
Yeah, that's a problem we've seen with Egocentric, is they are very stubborn about their strategies. And while the one that they started off the game with here may actually win them the game, it's going to be a close, and a lot closer than it needs to be.
Yeah, David Bowie actually did get a nice grab off there. He's got about 410 health left. Snipes are no longer coming in there. Alakbon had a couple nice snipes on him, but he missed a lot that I didn't expect him to. And this looks exactly the same as the first way they got their cap, and this is going to be a quick 2-0. There we go. There's the 2-0. No real E-grabs coming in there. Blue Jay came in, but he's much too late. He's going to get mowed down. It's just a little bit of wasted time. He's punting it all the way off to the side, but there's not really any cappers around there that could break off from their route to pick it up, so it's going to be a pretty easy return. I mean, Rip's coming in here now, but doesn't even manage to get the pop, and Xanther just suicides and says, well, thank you for wasting your time. And we see a lot of killouts there just happen for Team Epidemic because they realized they were just wasting their time. But I don't know. A Lakbon normally would make those shots. I don't feel like they should be relying on that quite as much as they are. But we actually do see a Shrike out here now for Team Epidemic. It looks like they're going to try and do a Shrike cap. Trism's the one with the Shrike. It's really going to be interesting to see because they're going to need to time their clearing very well. Otherwise, they're just going to have wasted 9,000 credits, which you really don't want to do. I hope he doesn't go in yet. They're not ready for him there. M-Star is still perfectly alive, and you see there he's wisely waiting. No, don't go in. He's doing a little bit of spamming there. He pulls off, which is a smart move, but he needs to be careful. His Shrike is down to less than 1,000 health, and he's not a technician. He cannot repair it. Leech is trying to get some spam off there. Don't go in for it, sir. He is going to go in for it, though, and missed. He was in the Raider form, but he just missed the Shrike grab, so that's a waste of 9,000 credits, unfortunately, for them. And he just suicides out, and that's just cutting time off the clock. They're down to less than 10 minutes, so they need to pick up their offense a little bit because, to be honest, their defense giving up 2 caps in 15 minutes, that's not horrible. Your offense should be able to match that. So I'm putting this all on their offense right now. They need to step it up and actually get a cap off here, because even if you held them to 1 cap, you still need to at least cap once to be able to tie the game.
Yeah, I think it hit the nail right on the head there. Not really much else I can add to that.
Yeah, we see their Egocentric is learning actually quite a bit, and I actually like to see this offense that they're doing now. They're taking down a Lakbon. He actually just suicided because he knew David Bowie was going to be coming in. He just wanted to respawn. Some great play by him there. That's a really strategical move that not nearly enough people make. He's respawned. He's ready for Trism. Or, sorry, not for Trism. I just saw Trism grab the flag, and that's why his name popped. But he was ready for David Bowie there. He's got some snipes off. Great snipes. And that managed to take him down. That little clutch play, instead of dueling Kiwi, managed to save his team a potential 3rd cap. So that was some great play there. Giga Laughbath, in the meantime, has managed to pick up the flag from the field, but he's going to go down really quick from a snipe from Xanther and then just some random chain gun fire. They have set up the 2 snipers again on the hill, so I don't see this looking good at all for Team Epidemic. I think they need to change up their strategy and get some better capping going on here, honestly, or clearing. You know, maybe stop running this two capper strategy. Switch to a 1 capper, add an extra clearer, maybe have someone go deal with Canuck or Xanther. You know, don't let them have 2 snipers up. You know, take one of them out of the action. Then maybe they'll get some good grabs off, and if they get some good grabs off, you know, anything can happen at that point. But I don't see this 2 capper strategy working with only with the limited amount of clearing they're getting.
Actually got the 2 cappers coming in now. Leech, I think, is on interrupt duty, but he's not doing a very good job of interrupting. I mean, he takes out the HOF there, but both the cappers are dead. And that's just not going to cut it.
Yeah, I was actually watching Trism, I believe it was, and right before he came in, he got double sniped, and that just sort of said the whole thing to me there, is these 2 snipers are just becoming too much of a problem for them. They need to take one out. Or at least distract him or something. I mean, right now you can even see Canuck is just, well, they're having a fun flag bug right now, where the flag refuses to go off the stand, but he's been O-sniping the flag stand a little bit, and that causes a fair amount of distraction as is. So by having Canuck there, they're distracting the opposing defense, and they're managing to keep an incredibly strong defense themselves. It's really a great situation there for them to have Canuck up there, and Epidemic needs to send someone up there. I don't see any other way around this at this point in time. They have to send someone up there to get it going. As we see Blue Jay, I think they're throwing 2 fractals on there. Trism was coming in a little bit too fast and managed to get a little bit of team kill action going on there. Those fractals just took him out. I mean, the 2 of them hit Trism and he just dropped like a rock. He had no chance of getting away with that flag. The flag stand was clear, but doesn't help when your capper gets killed by the same thing you clear it with, so a little bit more sloppy offense there coming from Team Epidemic, and I think they're probably just going to have to concede this one with 6.5 minutes left, unless they can come up with some sort of miraculous strategy change that they haven't practiced and pull it off spectacularly. I don't see them coming back from this.
Yeah, the biggest failure is definitely their inability to suppress the snipers. I mean, looking at here again, there's no one on Conductor Xanther, and Giga's and Trism are coming in, both with reasonably low health. Giga actually is dodging those snipes, but by the time he gets there, he's so low because of the HOF chain gun effect that 1 snipe, there it is, takes him right out. Now Trism's going to try to pick it up, but once again, he's been sniped, and the flag is on the ground. So, Epidemic, you got to get some people on those snipers.
Yeah, I think the problem is for every legitimate competitive rule set apart from this one, 2 snipers is banned. You're only allowed to have 1 on your team, and so most people only practice to have 1, which is fine, except for the fact that, you know, it's not banned, and someone was going to run 2 sniper at one point. It's just a matter of when, and I really would have liked to see them have prepared at least a little bit for this, because, or, you know, adapt to it. I don't think I've even ever seen them try putting someone on Canuck. The one time I saw Canuck busy was when there was a heavy up there, completely ignoring him and spamming the flag stand. It's kind of like, dude, if you're up there, just deal with Canuck. It looks like they're going to try and do some more Raider grabbing, but I don't know. Raider strike grabbing, you got to have a little bit of clearing for that. Trism's coming in there to try and do a little bit of fake flag grab. Oh, here we go. He actually got it off there. Canuck, there you go. Giga Laughbath was going in there to try and harass Xanther a little bit, and look, they managed to get the flag out there. See, it works, people. It works. Our strategies sometimes do work. We are not completely stupid. Anyway, Giga Laughbath managed to pick up the flag that was dropped. He is really low on health, but he is going to pop right over that flag, and there it is. There's the cap. They are listening to us from our non-live stream somehow, miraculously. David Bowie coming in there for a grab. Gets it, but dies on the stand as he had almost no health left. And that's what happens when you take care of the sniper. Xanther was down. Trism came in. He didn't have much health, but because they only had 1 sniper, he missed a shot. It brought him past half field. He punted the flag, or got the flag closer to his base. They were able to pick it up and turn it into a cap. That is good play. That is the good adjustment that we've been waiting for and hoping for from this team. And if they keep it up, now they've actually got a chance that they're suddenly running the correct strategy. 4 minutes left to go. This is still anyone's game.
Yeah, look at that. Actually, Giga's right here on Xanther now. He's got him down really low, and Trism, unfortunately, ran into the Hoff there, but Xanther was down in time. That was just a little bit of bad luck. I think Giga's going to try to spam the stand here so that the Shrike can come in. There's the jump. He's got the flag, and he's actually away with it, and he's got almost full health as well. This is going to be a cap. This Egocentric is not in a position to stop this. This Small Kiwi is not ready to E-grab. David Bowie is going to try him in for an E-grab. Force Field takes him out. 1 quick return and a hop back up to the stand should make this a tied game.
Yep, as you mentioned, we could even see that a little bit on stream. They did have someone on Xanther. They were ready for that. Giga came in there, and even though Trism died, Xanther was still dead. And because Xanther was dead, Giga didn't go down nearly as quickly because he just killed Xanther. And so he was able to actually return and help spam the stand a little bit with Leech before he went down, which, as you mentioned, cleared it out for the Raider. And you can see now they're bringing out the Raider Soldier again. They're going to do the exact same thing. And it worked out really well. They managed, the strike grab was a little bit lucky, I'll give you that, because the heavy was very close to body blocking him. But the point is, they took out the sniper, and good things happened. I mean, Trism went down, but it was a great distraction to even have Trism go for it. They thought Trism was the main thing, which he was. They took him out, but they were not ready for the Shrike cap because their sniper was not there to assist with it. And so they got that cap, and they got away easily. And I think they're just going to say, you know what, you can run your two sniper strategy. We're going to run strike grabbing. And as you can see here, they tried it again with Rip. It didn't work quite so well because they didn't have enough distraction going on there. Xanther, I think, did go down, but it's a little... The defense didn't have any other distraction. They really chained him down fast. And the flag is dropped here on the field. Giga does pick it up and is trying to punt it. Small Kiwi and Budokai are there to return it, though, and there's the return from Small Kiwi. But now I feel like the momentum is strongly on Epidemic's side, and now it's up to Egocentric to say, all right, you've figured out our strategy. You know how to counter us now. Let's see what we can do to adapt.
Yeah, while you're watching all that, actually, I noticed that David Bowie picked up a Shrike himself. He completely wasted it, though, because he went in when there was still a force field up, and he just died on the stand. Yeah, that was a real shame. I think too much of a panic reaction to the 2-2 tie more than anything. Actually looks like Idip's coming in with another Shrike here. He's already taken a little bit of fire, and they know he's there, but is he... Nope, he's going to actually go down in the field.
Alright, well, we do see another one up here for Leech. So, and is that even a third? No, they can't have more than one Shrike up at the time. That is a grab cycle. I forgot about that rule, but it does look like that's going to be their strategy. Giga Laughbath is going to go on Xanther now, and you can see here he's actually being chained down really fast, so this is not going to work out for them very well. Xanther's pretty much ready. Canuck, I think, needs to start focusing on doing some more defensive helping. or else they're just going to keep strike capping at will. So it's going to be on the offense now to make sure this flag stand is clear for Epidemic. Leech is just ready. Trism's going in there now just to cause a little distraction, see if he can get the flag out anyway. He doesn't, as you just saw, he was taken down by Budokai. The Shrike's ready to go. They're just waiting for a little bit of distraction. Mexico is still on the stand, obviously. I don't see anyone here to assist him. Let's take a quick look around. No, normally we'd see Leech around here, but he's not, so the Shrike is pretty much just going to stay there. And David Bowie actually there with a nice back-to-front grab. He is going. He's about 335. It's up to Alakbon now to take him out. He does take him out. There's a clutch snipe. Good job there from Alakbon. He was missing a couple snipes earlier, but he's on it now. Canuck is there in the field. Does get taken out by a nice shot there from Blue Jay, who does go down. Leech there tried to do a strike grab, failed it, unfortunately. Does get mowed down by M-Star, so that's a failed attempt. It is going to go into overtime now. There are 4 seconds left, so here we go. We are going into overtime for Katabatic. What a crazy game this has become in these past couple minutes as people have been figuring out each other's strategies here. I think Egocentric is actually going to lose this unless they manage to swap up their strategy a bit. Or if they perfect their offense, then if David Bowie manages to get out with the previous grab that we saw him get out with, they've got a chance. But I don't know if I see them doing that because they've only gotten 3 good grabs off in the span of 25 minutes. So I don't know. I think they need to change something. I'm not sure what, but they need to change something because they're just going to keep spamming strikes at them, and eventually they're going to get lucky with one, and that'll be game over.
Actually, speaking of which, in a case where we have 1 win and 1 tie, is that best of 2 then go to Epidemic?
You're assuming that this plays out as a tie for the next 9 minutes, is that right?
Correct, yeah.
I don't think so. I think we'd move on to the 3rd map. But I'm not entirely sure, but I do believe it would be a 3rd map. And if that ended in a draw as well, then I'm pretty sure it would go to Epidemic, but we still have a good, solid 9 minutes left in the way this game has been going. I feel like we're going to get a cap in these 9 minutes from someone, somewhere. We do see Trism coming in here to provide a distraction as well as a strike cap. This will be interesting. They're coming in at the same time. They do manage to block Leech, but they were not ready for Trism. He's getting out with 411 health. The snipes are not there because Xanther was killed by Giga Laughbath. Great play by them. He's still 411. This is going to be up to Canuck now. Canuck's repositioning now to take some snipes. He's missing the snipes, though. Oh, down to 1-1-1, but there's no one to return this even if he does go down. He's making it onto his flag stand. This could be the game right here, right? It is 3-2 in favor of Epidemic. Great play there by Epidemic in the last 5-10 minutes. That was fantastic adaptation by them. Whoa, my screen is just going a bit crazy, but wow. That was, I must say, that was impressive play there by them. Props to them. That was all their great adaptation in the end. They listened to us. They took out the sniper, and you saw that as soon as Xanther went down, those 3 caps came very quick.
Yeah, that was a brilliant comeback for Epidemic, and it really comes down to their ability to change strategy as well as Ego's ability to stubbornly stick to the strategy that was blown through. While that last cap was not a strike cap, it was a strike involved with a distraction at least. I really hate to see them continue to do the same thing over and over when it's clear that it lost them 2 caps, but there you have it.
Yeah, I must say I think what we've noticed from both maps is the adaptability of Epidemic has won them the game. I mean, they figured out what the problems were on each map. It took them a lot longer than I thought it would, but they still figured it out in the end, and in the end, they managed to execute the counter strategies. I wouldn't say to perfection, but it was pretty darn close. I mean, they decided, okay, strike grabs are the way to go, and if we don't get them in, we're still going to send Trism in. And as you mentioned, that last one, that strike cap that came in before, we saw on camera, it drew the defenders away from the flag for some reason, and so Trism just blew right in there and was like, hello, thank you for ignoring me. Xanther was dead due to some great dueling there by Giga Laughbath, and Canuck just couldn't take him out by himself, and even if he had, they would have managed to pick up the flag on the field and cap it anyway. So fantastic play there at the end by Epidemic. I love seeing that. I'm very interested to see how far they manage to go in this tournament if they manage to adapt sooner in games. But any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
Well, I just feel a little bad for Canuck there because I know those side shots are such a pain to make sometimes, and especially when you know that the cap that's about to happen is the game-ending cap, and you just can't land shot after shot. It feels so bad. So I just want to give a little shout out to him, but Otherwise, I do think Epidemic outplayed Egocentric just a little bit, and it came out to a good couple nail biters and not all that bad. So
Have to agree with you. They were 1-0 and a 3-2 final score, so they were definitely nail biters and they were close. They were both. The first map almost went into overtime, and the second map did go over into overtime, and there was intense action pretty much all the way through, especially on Catabatic. Maybe not as much on Rain Dance, but Catabatic, there was definitely no shortage of things to talk about. Those teams made sure they provided us with a great show. So, to wrap this up, once again, this was Team Egocentric against Team Epidemic. Team Epidemic triumphs 2-0 in a clean sweep, winning 1-0 on Rain Dance and 3-2 in overtime on Catabatic, advancing them into the third round. This will drop Egocentric into the losers bracket, but fear not, our team still does have a chance to make it back to the finals. Although unlikely, they still have to move through a lot more teams now. But as it's a double elimination tournament, they still have a chance. This is the CSN tournament for any of you who may have forgotten what it was during the cast. Once again, I am Doc Lettuce. Joining me as always was Freelii with his helpful analysis and insight. And thank you all for watching. Please, as always, leave comments, subscribe, and stay tuned for further casts. Thank you again. Have a good night.